Roman Reigns officially challenges The Rock at WWE WrestleMania 39. WWE Raw sees yet another fall in viewership. Triple H and Shawn Michaels rebranding NXT 2.0. Seth Rollins angry at WWE. Roman Reigns and the Bloodline called a curse to the WWE. Roman Reigns on copying Stone Cold Steve Austin. Let's jump right in. WWE Raw sees yet another fall in viewership. WWE Raw has recorded yet another fall in its ratings, new reports seem to confirm. This week's edition of the Red Brand kicked off with a brawl between Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle. It then saw the original Bro take on Finn Balor after being offered a spot eye on the Judgment Day. It also saw Johnny Gargano make his Raw in-ring debut against Chad Gable and Edge take on Dominic Mysterio. The episode also featured an excellent Kevin Owens promo as he called out and brawled with the young upstart Austin Theory. Despite being an action-packed show, the same wasn't reflected in the ratings. According to Brandon Thurston, the Red Brand pulled in around 1.7 million viewers, a significant drop from last week when the show brought in over 2 million. It also recorded a 0.44 in the key demographic, which dropped from last week's 0.58. This drop in ratings could be due to the return of Monday Night Football, which aired in the same slow as Raw this week. In comparison, the NFL game between the Seattle Seahawks and the Denver Broncos pulled in 19.8 million viewers. It also did a 5.59 in the key demo. Though it wasn't reflected in the show's ratings, there was even more action on this week's edition of WWE Raw. The WWE Women's Tag Team Championships were defended as Raquel Rodriguez and Aliyah took on Damage Control. The heel faction was represented by Dakota Kai and Io Sky, who won the match and became the new champions. Bayley then celebrated with her stablemates in the ring and on the ramp as Dakota and Io's win received pyro on the entranceway. In another title match on the show, Bianca Belair retained her Raw Women's Championship against Sonya Deville following an open challenge. Damage Control tried to attack the champion, but Asuka and Alexa Bliss saved the EST. What do you think of the WWE Raw ratings? What was your favorite match on this week's show? Share your thoughts in the comments down below. Triple H and Shawn Michaels rebranding NXT 2.0. WWE legends Triple H and Shawn Michaels recently sent out tweets hinting at NXT 2.0 reverting to its original black and gold version. Since the game became the chief content officer of the global juggernaut, he has made several changes that fans have welcomed. Now, it seems like the 14-time WWE champion is all set to revert NXT 2.0 to its black and gold iteration, which became a rage among viewers across the globe. Triple H and NXT creative head Shawn Michaels' recent tweets have fueled the rumors of this drastic transformation, which are making waves on social media. #WeAreNXT tweeted Triple H. The Heartbreak Kid celebrated NXT 2.0's first anniversary and dropped hints at the impending change in the future. Tonight we celebrate 1 year of #WWE NXT 2.0 and look to the future. #WeAreNXT tweeted Shawn Michaels. Moreover, NXT's official Twitter handle shared a GIF, revealing the changed logo of the brand and thus all but confirming the massive changes to come. It's safe to say that when Triple H was in charge of NXT during its golden era from 2014 to 2020, the brand's in-ring output was the strongest in all of WWE. However, the show was also somewhat diluted in the revamped 2.0 version. The central focus was on developing and nurturing homegrown talents for the future. Now that NXT is possibly reverting to its original form, fans can expect the shows to be more wrestling-centric with minimal fuss. Since the brand has many gifted performers, there's plenty of reason for viewers to rejoice. Are you excited about Hunter and Shawn Michaels changing the landscape of NXT? Sound off in the comments section below. Seth Rollins angry at WWE. Seth Rollins is seemingly displeased with WWE's latest social media post about Judgment Day's offer to Matt Riddle to join the stable on this week's Raw. The latest episode of the Monday night show opened with Rollins celebrating his win over the original Bro at Clash at the Castle 2022. He also clarified that he wouldn't grant Riddle a rematch despite the latter's demands. This led to the former United States champion coming out and brawling with Seth Rollins. Things became interesting after the Visionary escaped, with Judgment Day offering Matt Riddle a place in the stable, which he flatly refused. WWE posted a clip of the segment on their Twitter handle, but it left Rollins unimpressed. He pointed out that the company was painting a wrong picture of how things went down as Riddle first attacked him and not vice versa. Seth Rollins termed Matt Riddle's attack as unprovoked. "This guy attacked me. Unprovoked. Come on," tweeted Rollins. While Rollins seems to be disinterested in a rematch with the original Bro with how things are developing, it's safe to say a second bout could soon go down. Riddle is adamant about getting his hands on the former WWE champion for the digs he has taken at him and his family. Given the personal nature of the feud, fans can expect the two to go to war at Extreme Rules 2022 in a stipulation match. The bout would also allow them to bring their unhinged sides to the forefront. For now, it'll be interesting to see how WWE books this feud in the coming weeks while ensuring it doesn't get stagnant. Are you excited to see a rematch between Rollins and Riddle at the upcoming premium live event? Sound off in the comments section below. Roman Reigns and the Bloodline called a curse to the WWE. Top WWE superstar Sheamus recently noted that he would love to rid the company of Roman Reigns and his faction, the Bloodline. Consisting of the Tribal Chief, the Usos, Sami Zayn, and Solo Sikoa, the villainous stable has a stranglehold over WWE. Currently, Reigns is the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, while Usos and Sikoa hold the undisputed Tag Team and North American Championships, respectively. One star who seems to be getting tired of the Anoa'i family's dominance in WWE is Sheamus. The Celtic Warrior recently took to Twitter to comment on the Bloodline's newest member, Sikoa, capturing his first title in the company. "If I wasn't so focused on the hashtag IC title, I'd rid the company of this family curse. 'Cause someone has to," wrote Sheamus. Solo Sikoa is the younger brother of the Usos and cousin of Roman Reigns. He previously helped the Tribal Chief retain his title against Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle. The head of the table has held the Universal title for over 740 days. He also added the WWE Championship to his trophy cabinet this past April at WrestleMania 38. While Roman Reigns has defeated nearly every possible challenger recently, Vince Russo highlighted that Cody Rhodes could be the one to dethrone the Tribal Chief. On an episode of Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw, Russo said, "Cody is believable enough to beat Roman if it's the old, Muhammad Ali, rope-a-dope. If it's that thing where Roman can't put him away. That's kind of who Cody Rhodes is," highlighted Russo. "He is the bloody mess. He is fighting from underneath, you just can't put him away. And then, all of a sudden, you start seeing Reigns run out of gas because that's the story you tell, bro." Cody Rhodes has been out of action with a severe pectoral injury since May 2022. Hence, the American Nightmare's potential match against Reigns might not happen anytime soon. Who do you think will defeat Roman Reigns to end his historic title run? Let us know in the comments section below. Roman Reigns on copying Stone Cold Steve Austin. WWE superstar Roman Reigns recently gave Logan Paul advice on how to tackle the what chance, a tradition started by WWE Hall of Famer Stone Cold Steve Austin. During the Attitude Era of WWE, Stone Cold Steve Austin used to annoy his opponents whenever they cut a promo by repeatedly saying, "What?" Fans picked up this trait, and it has been a staple of audience chants since. Members of the audience, who dislike a promo, often chant what to show their dissatisfaction. While speaking on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast, Roman Reigns talked about how to tackle the what chants. The Tribal Chief mentioned it was important not to get flustered over the chant and to improvise. It's an old Stone Cold Steve Austin gimmick, and they still hold onto it, so they'll hit you with those, and that's when you can hear the more experienced performers and talkers where they'll change their cadence. And like if I have to machine gun, then I'll machine gun them. But as soon as I know I've stopped it or I have a gauge on what's happening, I don't mind sitting and letting them chant. Roman Reigns. Speaking on the same podcast, the Tribal Chief gave Logan Paul advice on how to get a reaction from the crowd during the non-televised shows. Reigns mentioned that when he focuses on one section of the crowd, the other sections begin to react just to get his attention, and soon the whole arena will do the same. I don't think you've really wrestled in a non-televised event, but this really works for when there's no cameras and you're literally just performing for the arena and the people in the stands, so if you put your attention over here, these people over here are going to be like, well, he's paying attention to them, like I'm going to make some noise or get into the gig, and then it's like wildfire. Now you have the whole arena doing it. Roman Reigns recently went up against Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle on September 3rd. At the end of the match, his cousin Solo Sikoa debuted on the main roster to assist Reigns in getting the victory. Sikoa becomes the fourth member of the Bloodline, with Sami Zayn being the honorary use, who had the best comeback for the what chance. Let us know in the comments section below. Roman Reigns officially challenges The Rock at WWE WrestleMania 39. Roman Reigns has commented on the possibility of a potential match against his cousin, The Rock, at WWE WrestleMania 39. The event is scheduled to take place in Hollywood next year, and many fans are hoping to see a bout between the Tribal Chief and the People's Champion. They're two of the biggest superstars in the company's history, and the Show of Shows is the perfect place for a match of this caliber. During a recent appearance on Impulsive, Logan Paul asked Roman Reigns if the dream match will finally happen between him and The Rock at WrestleMania 39. "I don't book the show, brother, you know that. I mean, I'm up for anybody, like I said. They keep trying. Everybody keeps trying on this one. If it works out, then I'm ready, and it seems like it's been that way. All the big names, all the big stars, whether they're from our business, from the movies to the internet now. I've been in a very cool group to where these things have kind of just come to me, so hopefully, they'll just continue to do that with them," said Reigns. The Great One has had a successful career in professional wrestling in Hollywood. He has starred in numerous blockbusters such as Fast and Furious, Jumanji, and Red Notice. During the same interaction, Roman Reigns disclosed if he looked up to The Rock as an idol while growing up. I don't know if I looked up to him as an idol or anything, because it's weird because of the relationship and the connection and the family. There's always been a great respect for what he's done and admiration for how he's able to do it and the charisma that he possesses in order to affect people, so we always knew he's special, and he's doing it on a different level. He's definitely representing our family, our bloodline, and if I can push myself to reach levels close to that, I think I'm doing all right. If the match takes place, Roman Reigns defeating The Rock at the grandest stage of them all would be the biggest win of his career. It will cement the Tribal Chief as the face of WWE and give the Great One a proper retirement match. Who do you think would win between Roman Reigns and The Rock? Sound off in the comments below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head.